For decades, Neil Peart was considered untouchable in the world of rock drumming. His precision, creativity, and almost superhuman discipline made him more than just the drummer of Rush. To many fans, he became the gold standard for what a musician could be. Even years after his passing, drummers still study his fills, frame by frame, trying to understand how one person could combine technical brilliance with so much emotion. But recently, another name has quietly entered the conversation: Anika Nilles. Not because fans believe she is the next Neil Peart, and not because she plays exactly like him. In fact, that's what makes this story so interesting. The comparison started because many Rush fans noticed something rare in Anika's playing. The same sense of intelligence, control, musical storytelling, and respect for rhythm that made Neil legendary in the first place. At first, the comparison seemed small. A few comments online, a couple of reaction videos, drummers pointing out her independence, timing, and musical feel. But over time, the discussion became bigger. Some fans embraced it immediately, while others pushed back hard, arguing that nobody should ever be compared to Neil Peart. And honestly, both sides have a point. Because comparing anyone to Neil Peart is dangerous territory in the Rush community. To many fans, Neil wasn't just a drummer. He represented an era, a philosophy, and a level of artistry that may never happen again. So when Anika Nilles became part of that conversation, people paid attention fast. But here's the surprising part. The reason fans compare Anika to Neil may have less to do with technical skill and more to do with the feeling they create behind the drums. Before we continue, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more Rush documentaries, music history, and deep dives into the artists fans still can't stop talking about. One reason Anika Nilles keeps appearing in conversations about Neil Peart is because she approaches drumming like a musician first, not just a technician. And longtime Rush fans immediately recognize that mindset. Neil Peart was never respected only because he played fast or used massive drum kits. What truly separated him was the way he composed drum parts, almost like pieces of music on their own. Every fill had purpose. Every accent told part of the story. His drumming felt thoughtful, controlled, and emotionally connected to the song. That same quality is what many fans hear in Anika Nilles. When clips of her performances began spreading online, drummers noticed something different right away. She wasn't trying to impress people with non-stop speed or flashy tricks. Instead, her playing felt incredibly musical. Complex rhythms sounded smooth, difficult patterns looked effortless. And most importantly, she played with confidence without looking like she was trying too hard. Ironically, that calmness reminded many people of Neil Peart himself. Even the way Anika carries herself during performances has sparked discussion among fans. She often appears focused, relaxed, and deeply connected to the groove, rather than chasing attention. For older Rush fans, that attitude feels familiar. Neil Peart spent most of his career avoiding celebrity culture and letting the music speak louder than his image. But this is where the debate becomes emotional. Some Rush fans believe comparing anyone to Neil Peart automatically creates unfair expectations. They argue that Neil's legacy is untouchable because of what he meant to progressive rock history. Others believe the comparison is actually a compliment. Not because Anika is replacing Neil, but because she represents some of the same musical values that made him respected across generations. And that disagreement is exactly why the conversation keeps growing. What makes this entire debate even more fascinating is that Anika Nilles herself has never tried to become the next Neil Peart. In many ways, the comparison was created almost entirely by fans and musicians searching for that same feeling they once had watching Neil perform with Rush. And maybe that says something bigger about music today. For many longtime Rush fans, Neil Peart represented a rare balance that modern music sometimes struggles to find. Technical mastery mixed with personality, discipline mixed with emotion, and complexity mixed with groove. He could play incredibly difficult parts without making the music feel cold or robotic. That combination made him unforgettable. Now, years later, some fans see traces of that balance in Anika Nilles, not because she copies Neil's style. In fact, their approaches are very different. Neil's drumming often felt cinematic and explosive, while Anika's playing leans more toward modern groove, subtle control, and fluid movement. But both drummers share something deeper. They make difficult music feel natural. That's a huge reason younger drummers keep bringing both names into the same conversation online. Reaction channels, drum breakdown videos, and musician forums have played a major role in this comparison. Every time a clip of Anika goes viral, comments quickly fill with references to Nilles Peart. Some viewers praise her creativity and independence. Others insist nobody should even be mentioned alongside Nilles. But whether fans agree or disagree, one thing is clear: people feel strongly about it. And whenever music fans become emotional, it usually means the artist touched something real. That may be the biggest connection between Nilles Peart and Anika Nilles after all. Both inspire musicians to listen more carefully, think more deeply, and appreciate drumming as an art form instead of just background rhythm. In the end, the reason Anika Nilles keeps getting compared to Nilles Peart probably has nothing to do with replacing him at all. Because the truth is, most Rush fans already know that's impossible. Nilles Peart's legacy is simply too large, too personal, and too important to generations of music lovers. He wasn't just a drummer people admired, he became part of people's lives. His lyrics helped fans through difficult times, his discipline inspired musicians everywhere, and his performances changed how rock drumming was viewed forever. But maybe that's exactly why the Anika Nilles conversation matters. For many fans, seeing another drummer inspire this level of respect, curiosity, and emotional discussion brings back memories of what made Nilles so special in the first place. It reminds people that truly musical drummers still exist. Artists who care more about creativity than attention. Musicians who make complexity feel emotional instead of mechanical. And perhaps that's the real reason fans keep connecting these two names together. Not because Anika is trying to become Nilles Peart, but because certain musicians carry the same spirit of passion, intelligence, and musical honesty that fans are afraid modern music is losing. Whether you agree with the comparison or completely reject it, one thing is undeniable. Both Nilles Peart and Anika Nilles have inspired people to think differently about what drumming can be. And that alone is a rare achievement. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this documentary, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more deep dives into Rush, classic rock history, and the musicians still shaping the conversation today.